بالعالمين الصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept from all of us coming here to learn the language of the noble Quran. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us sadaqah jariyah for our parents and make our children sadaqah jariyah for us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq to learn the language of the noble Quran and then teach others. Ameen ya Rabb. I welcome you, my respected sisters, to today's class. I hope everybody's doing well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you all in knowledge. Ameen ya Rab. So if my audio is clear, please let me know, sisters. Give me some feedback in the chat window. If the audio is clear, then inshallah we'll start the class. And as you know, as the usual routine now, for the answers, please choose the host. Your answers, please write here. General chat will be closed during the class, and for any questions you have, please wait until the end of the class. If those are not answered, and if there's still your questions are there and you think it has not been answered, then kindly write it in the Telegram, please. So I'll wait for your feedback, sisters, for a bit and see if the audio is clear, inshallah. And while we're waiting, I just would like to request you, sisters, to please do attend the Telegram channel. I see the participation these days is getting a little lesser. And also I have realized that the attendance in the class is also getting lesser. If sisters will not participate in the live class, then recordings will not be sent. I have a very strict, I would not say sort of any, I had a very, I don't know really how to put that through. I am all up for that you should get the recordings. Even if it's for 5 days, it's always good that you can go back and have a look at it and have a go once again and hear it if there are any issues, because now we are conducting class in a different way where a lot of detail is coming because we are in the middle of the book too. But sisters must need to attend the class. You see, if numbers are less, then it is, I have requested in past as well, if numbers are less, maybe this time slot will be cancelled. Because you see, there are a lot of other courses which are in demand. There are a lot of other people who are waiting for their courses. If numbers of the students are not good in any particular class or any particular course, then admins might decide, subhanAllah, to replace that with some other course, replace that with some other timing. So it is very important that people attend the class, live class. Numbers should not be less in the live class. First, on the first level, the recordings will be stopped. On the second level, maybe the time slot will be cancelled. So I hope, sisters, please encourage each other to come to the class. Don't just think recording is there, we will watch the recording. Understand one thing very clearly. Anybody who watches the recording and then mark the attendance, that attendance is not valid. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is watching everything, right? So somebody say, who's going to check us? Who's going to know that? There are ways and means, subhanallah. But leave that outside. Nothing has been deployed. Alhamdulillah, you should be happy that you are free to do things as you please to do. But you have to attend the class because, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything. Who's attending the class and marking the attendance, who's not attending the class and marking the attendance. Every semester we see people appear in the certificate test. Those names never appeared in the class, never appeared in attendance sheets, but they do come in the certificate test and they said, oh, we have attended more than 80% classes. This is a blatant lie. I don't understand why and how somebody would say that. We're here to learn the language of the noble Quran. We are here to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In that, how can we say things which are not true? So I hope everybody understands that, sisters, and if I've said something which is hurtful or inappropriate, I apologize for that. But, I have some responsibility towards the messages of admins as well. So I have to make that clear to you. I hope everybody is clear with that, sisters. Barakallahu feek. Alhamdulillah. Inshallah, we'll start the class now. So we'll see a few things about the verbs. As you know, sisters, we've been discussing surf quite a while, since quite a while now, and it's important. We have explained many times the importance for that, and inshallah, I'll keep emphasizing on that during the lesson today as well, inshallah. So verbs are divided into two types from the point of view of the letters they include, right? Everything can have a different type and different angles. So for example, Zaid and Maryam are two different people, right? They're human beings, same level, same thing, but one is male, one is female. Maybe one is a student, one is some work somewhere. Maybe one is a mother, one is a father, but they all both are children to their parents. So certain things are common, certain things are different. So there could be different characteristics from different angles. So from the gender point of view, they both are different in genders. From the profession point of view, maybe one is a doctor, another is an engineer. So their professions are different, right? Maybe one is tall, one is short. So everything has got types. Likewise, verbs can also be divided from the point of view of their weakness and their health, you could say. So the three letters considered in Arabic language as weak letters: alif, waw, and ya. Or you could say waw, alif, and ya, as we've done it before. Y, waw, alif, and ya. These are the weak letters in Arabic language. We've been hearing this term weak letters since a long time. What do actually they mean? How do they actually impact anything? Let's have a look at that. So verbs are divided. First of all, the letters of Arabic are divided into two categories. Three of them are weak letters, and others are all called solemn sound letters, right? So waw, alif, and ya, they are weak letters, and rest of the letters are not weak. So likewise, in the verbs also there's two divisions: fi'l sahih wal fi'l mu'tal. Sound verb and the weak verb. The verbs which are sound and the verbs which are weak. How to define them? Okay, let's come to this. So come to the sound verbs first. Sound verbs are the word without weak letters. Without weak letters, there's no weak letter in those. And what are weak letters here? It is alif, waw, and ya, or waw, alif, and ya. Let's look from there are three types of sound verbs. So let's start from the type number 3, mudaf. There are three types of sound verbs. One is salim, another is mahmuz, third is mudaf. These are the three names. But look at the definition, look at what are these actually. When we say mudaf, when we look at the verb and say mudaf, it means the word mudaf will have a double letter. So if it's a trilateral, thulathi, the word which consists of 3 letters, then there'll be 2 letters which will be same. Shadda, dal is being repeated twice. Because of the tashdid, we know there are 2 dals. Swadda, dal is being repeated twice. Sod, dal, and dal. This is actual word. This is sheen, dal, and dal. Shadda, jazaba, to absorb something. Shadda, how many letters it consists? Sheen, dal, and dal. Is there any letter repeated? Yes, dal is repeated. Swadda, sod, dal, dal. Any letter repeated? Yes, dal has been repeated. Rubai, the verbs which has got 4 root letters. Zal, zala. Is there any repetition? Yes. Zai has been repeated, and this lam has been repeated. Raq, raqa. Is there any repeated letters? Yes. Ra has been repeated and qaf has been repeated. So the letters which have any repetition are called mudaf, duplication of letters. This type of the verb which has got a letter coming twice is called mudaf. And then there is another type of sound verbs which is called mahmuz. Mahmuz means a verb which has got hamza in it. So akala, hamza is coming in the beginning. Sa'ala, hamza is coming in the middle. Mala'a, hamza is coming in the end. So this is the second type, which is called mahmuz. And the third type is salim. These are many in numbers. Salim are what? Salim are free from hamza and duplication. So basically in these verbs, there is no hamza and there is no duplication of letters. So if you look at shariba, is there any duplication? No. Shariba, no duplication. Is there any hamza in it? No. Daraba, is there any hamza in it? No. Is there any repetition? No. Daraba. And if you look all of these verbs once again, there is no alif, waw, or ya in them, right? So Fi'l Sahih sound verb is divided into three categories: Salim, Mahmuz, and Muda'af. Salim are the verbs which has got no Hamza in the root letters, and there is no repetition, there's no one letter repeated twice. Second type of sound verbs is Mahmuz. In Mahmuz, there will be Hamza. This Hamza could be in the beginning, could be in the middle, like in the case of Akala in the middle, Akala in the beginning, Sa'ala in the middle, Mala in the end, or it will have a letter repeated, letter coming twice. Shadda, Swadda, Dal is coming twice in both. Zalzala, Za is coming twice. Raqa, Ra is coming twice. And then there is another type of the verb which is called weak verbs. Weak verbs. Why do we need to know all of this? Is there any reason for that? Yes, there is a solid reason for that. The reason is there are different rules for these verbs. When you attach the damair with them, there is a different rules for them. For example, if I'll give you a few examples before we move into the weak verbs. If, for example, shariba, daraba, take daraba, we are used to with the word daraba. Daraba, when you add any file with that, I hit, darabtu, you hit, darabta, we hit, darabna, we all hit, right? Daraba, he hit. So when you add darabta, darabti, darabtuma, what happened? And Dad is present, Ra is present, Ba is present, there's no difference. And when you say, make it a mudari, daraba yadribu, so Ya is there, harf mudare, and Dad, Ra, and Ba, all three letters are there in the fi'l mudare. On the other hand, if you look at this one, we'll come into the detail later on, just we are comparing between them to understand why do we need to learn that. Wa'ada. The mudare for that is different. Look at this qama, for example. Qama means he stood up, right? Qala means he said, but when we make the mudare, it becomes yaqulu. Yaqulu. Where is the waw coming from? Qala, there is no waw. Okay. When we talk about the amr, imperative verb, qama means he stood up. If you want to command somebody to get up, you will say qum. We said qum, qaf and mim, where's alif gone? Qum, it's gone. Likewise, we have a verb qala, he said, right? But when we say to somebody qul, like in Surah Ikhlas, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, qul huwa Allahu ahad. Qul. So qaf alif lam qala, that is the word past tense verb he said, but in the imperative it became qul, so alif has been omitted. Qama means he stood up, and when you command somebody say qum, so alif is gone. So there are some rules revolving around these verbs. So if you know those rules, then it will be easy for you to attach the damir, to attach the mafulun bihi, to attach the file with that, or if there's any other form of the verb, you can easily bring that about and you understand what happened. For example, this rama. In this kind of verb, what happens is, when you issue a command, the last letter will be deleted. Okay, coming back to once again the first one, daraba is our verb, which means he hit. But if you command somebody to hit, what will you say? Daraba yadrib, idrib. Idrib. So you added alif before daraba, you change the vowel sign, say idrib, you are asking somebody to hit. So you added hamzatul wasl, alif, and then your verb was there, idrib. Whereas when you said to somebody, speak, say, you say qul, there is no alif coming, and the second letter is being omitted. When you say, when you make a imperative verb from qama, you did not say iqama, like you said idrib. Idrib means hit. You didn't say iqama. You said qum. So you see, these changes are different. So here, idrib, when you said idrib, what did you do? This is another example I'm giving. This example, the previous one was between Salim and Ajwaf. So in Salim, for example, when you make Amr, so basically in the Quran, when you see the words, you're able to identify the words. That's the basic concept is. That's the basic idea is. So when you say, we're talking Kharij al-Quran, idrib, one word, and you know idrib. How do you know idrib is fi'l al-amr? Because you know that the last one has got sukoon, before that hamzatul wasl. Oh, idrib means hit. Idhab means go, right? So qama, kum. Qala, qul. So you understand that anytime this type of verb is coming, the second letter will be omitted. So if I just tell you, sister, this is ajwaf, I just tell you the name of the word. This is ajwaf, right? And please make amr from that. I give you fail aada. He returned. What will you do? You will simply omit the middle alif from the word when you are making the amr, because you know the rule for the ajwaf is when you make amr, when you make imperative verb, the center letter, which is an ain kalima, will be omitted. So you will be able to make that very easily. Likewise, if you come to naqis, compare between daraba, which is salim, and naqis. So once again, daraba, what's the amr for that? Idrib. Hamzatul wasl came and all three letters are present and you give sukoon to ba. Idrib. Ba do not have any haraka in your imperative form. What will happen if you say rama or masha? Masha means he walked, right? Rama means he threw. If you say throw something, if you order somebody throw, well, how it is going to be? Irmi. This last letter will be deleted. Irmi. The last letter will be gone. Here you simply put a sukoon on the ba to make imperative, but here in this type naqis, the last letter will be gone. Sa'a, if you make the amr, this alif maksura in the end will be deleted. We're not going into the detail right now that what will be deleted, what will not be deleted. All I'm trying to tell you is this: why do we need to learn that? So this whole 5-7 minutes was just to tell you why do we need to learn that, and there are many other benefits that we will be able to see the word. When we're able to see the word, we should be able to recognize what kind of word it is so that we can understand the meaning. If you don't understand the word, how are you going to understand the meaning? If you don't understand the meaning, then how will you understand anything, right? So for this, we need to know all of these types. By knowing the types, one rule will be defined once, right? That this is the rule for mithal. And you will know every time. For example, wasala means he reached. Waw, swad, and lam. But when you make mudare, waw will be deleted. It will become yasilu. So you will say, okay, wasala, waw, swad, and lam were the root letters, but now I see yasilu, ya, swad, and lam. This is something else. It has nothing to do with wasala. No, the thing is, it has to do with wasala. Why this happened? Why the waw is gone? Because it is from misal. The verbs coming in the category of mithal, like wasala, will become yasilu. Waw will be totally deleted. So here, the waw of the madi was gone. But when we saw in the example of rama, the alif maksura of the end was gone in the case of imperative. Here we saw qama or qala in case of ajwaf, the middle letter was deleted. Right? I hope you're getting the system. This is why we need to understand sarf. Sarf is very important because in the Quran, you will see verbs coming in all forms. Right? If we are not able to understand, how are we going to understand the word? So now this was something to give a comparison, so you have more urge and keenness to understand and learn what I'm saying. So we have just defined failul sahih sound verb. There are three types: salim, mahmuz, and mudaf. And then failul mu'tal. What is failul mu'tal? It is the verb which has got one of these three weak letters. Any weak letter is present in the root letters, in the huruful asliya, in the root letters, will be called weak letter. But then weak letters have got type according to where this weak letter is coming. So if the weak letter is coming in the beginning, if the first letter of the word is a weak letter, we call it mithal. So this comes under the category of weak verb. It's called mithal. If the second letter of the verb is a weak letter, it is called ajwaf. Who can remind me which ajwaf? We have seen that in lots and lots of details earlier. And the same thing happened. Ya got missing in that. Well done. It was laysa, isn't it? What happens to laysa if I want to say I am not? Lastu. Where is the ya gone? Where is the ya gone? And why did the ya gone? Is because it was ajwaf. The rules revolving around the conjugation of ajwaf are different to mithal and to naqis and to salim. Say, oh, they all are different. So if you know the name of something, then it is very easy to relate it with the rules of that. I hope, sisters, you are getting. Please give me some feedback. Are you able to understand or not? Alhamdulillah, very good, sisters. And because it's the first time we are dealing with that, I can imagine if there are a lot of no's and there are few yeses or other way around, that this can happen. But this is first time. But remember, we will be repeating this so many times and we will take everything one by one. Right now, I'm giving you a snapshot of everything so you have a big bird's view of the things. Once you have a bird's view, then we will discuss each and every type in its own time, in its own way, with lots and lots of verbs. So you will be able to understand that, inshallah. So I hope you got that, that in the weak verbs, if the first letter of the verb, I don't intend to go into detail. All this detail I gave you was just to develop your keenness and your desire to learn and understand it better, and just to have your mind sort of open, inshallah, so you are more receptive. So there are three types of fi'l sahih sound verbs: salim, mahmuz, and mudaf. And there are three types of fi'l mu'attal weak verb: misal, ajwaf, and naqis. There could be subcategories, but we are not going into detail, as I told you. So misal is the category of the verb under the category of weak verb, where the first letter is the weak letter. Ajwaf is where the middle letter, the second letter of the verb, is a weak letter. And naqis is the verb where the last letter of the verb is a weak letter. I hope you enjoyed, sisters. I know it was a little bit too much information, but this information is just a prelude to what is going to come in many future lessons. So don't worry about it. It was just a quick introduction and that's it. Okay, so let's move to the chapter. So now we're going to begin the lesson, inshallah. What was before was just to give you some idea, and don't worry, inshallah, we will keep repeating these things and they will become so strong. Like many things before, what we have done, we found them difficult and daunting, but now when we look back, we see, oh, the things we thought, oh, this is too much, are really, really very easy for us now, alhamdulillah. So let's start today's lesson, the 11th lesson. Fil hafilat. What's the meaning of hafila? In the bus, in the bus. Al-awwal, the first one. So basically there are passengers in the bus. The first, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all. So you see, I hope you understand by now, if you are giving salam to a single person, you could say assalamu alayka. It's quite fine. If you are giving a salam to a sister, you can say assalamu alayki. It's quite fine. It is correct. Grammatically is correct. But if you say assalamu alaykum, this is for plural, but that is also correct. Two reasons. One, this is ma'ruf. This is how the practice is. Second thing, sometimes you give somebody respect by giving them kind of a royal treatment. So kum, you're making them that. It's just a way of giving respect to somebody. So you could say assalamu alaikum. This is the reason perhaps they have mentioned all here. So if one student can think kum, where there are two people, why one is saying kum to another, this was the reason which I briefly explained, that just to give respect, you can say kum, or you could say without kum, and you can use the singular pronoun, which is kaf, and that would be fine as well. Athani, the second one said, wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you as well, and Allah's mercy and His blessing. Well, it is translated here as in as well, but there's no word coming for as well here. So don't worry about this translation. Yeah, I hope you're getting this. Okay, so then the first one said, Masmuka ya akhi, what is your name, oh my brother? Do I need to ask anybody why I did not say Ma ismuka ya akhi? I don't think so. All of us know this is Hamzatul Wasl. Hamzatul Wasl, when it is coming between the two words, then it stays in the writing, but in the pronunciation, in the nut, you don't read that. It remains silent, but it remains present there in writing. Masmuka ya akhi, what is your name, oh my brother? Athani, the second one says, Ismi Abdullah, my name is Abdullah. Masmuk or Masmuka. Of course, in the class, we do pronounce the haraka completely. We don't just keep a silent, but we can say Wasmuk or Wasmuka. And what is your name? So, Al-Awwal, the first one is saying, Ismi Faisalun, my name is Faisal. Atalibun anta ya Abdullah, are you a student, or Abdullah? Who can tell me what happened? When the person answered, he said, my name is Abdullah, dal had a dhamma. Why it had changed into fatha, Abdullah? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the author. He has designed the book beautifully, mashallah, tabarakallah. Any answers, sisters? Why Abdullah? What is the reason? What is the governing word which is making Abdullah into Abdullah? Dhamma of dal into fatha of dal. Very good, mashallah, tabarakallah. Because of the ya, vocative ya, when it comes before the names which are mudaf, mudaf ilay, or the words which are mudaf, mudaf ilay, then mudaf will become mansoob. So it's ya Abdullah. So Abdullah is saying, naam, yes. So Faisal is saying, Aina tadrusu ya akhi. Where do you study, oh my brother? Aina tadrusu ya akhi. What kind of verb is tadrusu? Darasa yadrusu. What's the meaning of darasa yadrusu? To study. Darasa yadrusu means to study. Now, we have discussed before about the abwab, the bab, and I said we will keep practicing that. If I tell you Darasa yadrusu, what is the name of the bab? Which chapter this wazn enters? The wazn means here when the ain kalima of the past tense has got a fatha, which happens to be letter ra here, which is an ain kalima on the pattern of fa'ala. So ra, which is an ain kalima, has got a fatha, and but the ra in the mudare has got a dhamma. What is the bab name? What is the name of the bab? Darasa yadrusu. What's the name of the bab? Here it is given on the left-hand side for your ease. Which one is that, sisters? Nasara yansuru. Look, Nasara had got a noon swara, but in Mudare swad gets the yansuru. So Darasa is on the pattern of Bab. Nasara is on the pattern of Bab. Nasara. Okay. Abdullah. So Abdullah is answering on because the first special has asked the question, where do you study, my brothers? Abdullah saying, Adrusu bi Jami'ati Riyadi. Adrusu bi Jami'ati Riyadi. I study at the University of Riyadh. I study. Yadrus was for he, right? Darasa yadrusu, he studied or he is studying. Adrusu means I. This is harful mudare. And this pattern, adrusu, adhabu, is means me, I am the one who is doing. Azhabu, ana azhabu. Look, it was zahabtu in the past. In the present, we added azhabu. Azhabu, Hamza was added. Azhabu means I am going. So adrusu means I am studying or I study. I study at the University of Riyadh or Riyadh University. So Faisal is saying, fi ayyi kulliyatin tadrus. Fi ayyi kulliyatin tadrus. So my question is, what is the mistake here? Who can tell me? There's a mistake here in the haraka. Can anybody tell me what's the mistake here? Oh, there's no mistake. There's no mistake here. Okay, then why ta has got kasratain? Why it is majrur kulliyatin? Why not kulliyatun? Any answers? Very good, because of I. We have studied before that I, when I will come, the word which comes after will always be majroor. Fi ayyi kulliyatin tadrusu. In which faculty do you study? You see, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the author of the book, how beautifully now he is coming with the sentences where fil mudari is being used. In past, we used to do this for madi. Now, darasa means to study. He studied, right? Then yadrusu means he is studying or he will study. Then he used tadrusu. You study or you are studying. Adrusu, I am studying. Tadrusu once again is coming. Which faculty do you study? So tadrusu means you study. Abdullah is once again using the form of ana, me. Adrusu fi kulliyatin handasati. I study in the faculty of engineering. So Faisal is saying, fi ayyi sanatin tadrusu. In which year do you study? You see, sisters, once again, after ayyi, before it was kulliyatin, now it is sanatin. So Abdullah is saying, Adrusu fi sanati thaniyati. I study in the second year. Who can tell me what kind of words are as-sanati and as-thaniyati? Or if I ask you as-thaniyati, what as-sanati? Let's see as-sanati. What kind of word is as-sanati? Is it mudaf? Is it mudaf to as-thaniyati, mudaf ilay? Who thinks it's mudaf? If it's mudaf, press 1. If you think it's not mudaf, press 2. Well done. It is naat and man'ut. Naat and man'ut, right? This is man'ut and athaniyati is the naat. Well done. Faisal is then asking, أتعرف المهندس سلمان? Do you know the engineer Salman? Abdullah, طبعا. طبعا means of course, right? طبعا means of course. طبعا هو أستاذي. He is my teacher. He is the best teacher in the faculty. هو أحسن مدرس في الكلية. هو أحسن مدرس في الكلية. And then Faisal is asking about the people along with Abdullah. So Faisal is saying, من هؤلاء الفتية الذين معك? Who are these young men who are with you? What kind of word is الذين? We've studied that before, right? Ismul Mausul. Very good. Ismul Mausul. So he's saying كأنهم إخوتك. It looks as if they are your brothers. كأنهم إخوتك. It looks as if they are your brothers. Abdullah. نعم. Yes. هؤلاء إخوتي. Yes, these are my brothers. لي أربعة إخوة وثلاث أخوات. I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters. Last time we saw the numbers as well, and I mentioned that, sisters, that if you were strong in your numbers from the beginning, every time you saw the chapter of the number, you worked hard, then you will not have any problems in that. I hope everybody is able to understand that. Who can tell me why arba'atu is feminine, whereas what is being counted is also feminine? Ikhwatin, look, ending on tamar buta, isn't it? So does number 4 matches with madud? Other than madud, do you think they match here? No, they are not matching here. But why? I see arba'atu is a feminine word. Ikhwatin is a feminine word, both ending with ta marbuta. Then why are they matching? Whereas here, look here, thalathu akhawatin. Here they are not matching. The reason is ikhwatin is the plural. Ikhwatin is the plural. And you always look for singular word. You always look for singular word. What's the singular? Akhun. Akhun is masculine, hence the number is feminine. Akhun is masculine, hence the number is feminine. Here, ukhtun is the singular. So it's feminine, right? So the number is masculine. Very simple. So then the person is asking, Aina yadrusu haulai? Where do these study? So Abdullah is saying, the transition is coming here. There was no space here, so this transition is coming here. So Abdullah is saying, أما إخوتي فكلهم يدرسون بالجامعة. As for my brothers, all of them study at the university or in the university. Remember, Amma is followed by a mubtada and khabar is prefixed with a fa. We'll see that in detail. So when Amma comes, Amma is harfu tafsil. Amma is to give tafsil. So Amma, as for ikhwati, my brothers, fakulluhum. So this fa is joining with this khabar. So when Amma will come, you will see fa also coming in the sentence, joined with the خبر. أما إخوتي فكلهم يدرسون بالجامعة. As for my brothers, all of them study at the university or in the university. Isa, and then he's talking about individually about them. Isa, وهو أكبر مني, and he is older than me. What kind of word is akbaru, sisters? Can anybody remind me? You've said it before. What's the Arabic term for the word akbaru? أفضل, أحسن, أطول, أجمل. Jog your memory, sisters. Well done. Ismu Tabdil, very good. Ismu Tabdil had 2 types, comparative and superlative. Here, obviously, is comparative. How do we know? Because of the min. The word min is coming. After Ismu Tabdil, it is for comparison, comparing, older than me, right? And then he's talking about his education, saying, Yadrusu fi kulliyati tibbi. He studies in the faculty of medicine. Wa Ibrahimu, and Ibrahim, Yadrusu fi kulliyati tijarati. And he studies in faculty of the commerce. وإسحاق يدرس في كلية الأدب. And Ishaq, he studies in the faculty of literature. وإسماعيل يدرس في كلية العلوم. And Ismail, he studies in the faculty of sciences. وهؤلاء الثلاثة أصغر مني. And these three are younger than me. وأما الأخوات, as for my sisters, you see when the word amma is coming, fa is also coming. وأما الأخوات فيدرسن في المدرسة المتوسطة. And as for my sisters, they study in the middle school. They study in the middle school. What type of relationship is between these two words? Al-madrasatil mutawassitati. Very good. Naat and man'ud. Naat and man'ud, or sifa and mawsuf, they both are same words. Naat and man'ud, sifa and mawsuf, you can use interchangeably. They both have the same meaning. So then he's explaining about his sisters. Zainabu tadrusu fi sanatil ula. Zainab studies in the first year. وسلمى تدرس في السنة الثانية. And Salma, she studies in the second year. وَلَيْلَى تَدْرُسُ فِي السَّنَةِ الثَّالِثَةِ. And Layla, she studies in the third year. She studies in the third year. So all those pronouns are being used. We've seen yadrusu, and we have seen tadrusu, and we've seen tadrusu again. Tadrusu, okay, we will deal with that, this particular word, after a while. It will come in the lesson, inshallah. So continuing with the lesson. So then Faisal is asking, في أي مدرسة تدرس أخوات? In which school your sisters study? In which school your sisters study? So Abdullah is saying yadrusna. You see now the word form has changed. Yadrusna. What was for sisters? Yadhabna. Hunna yadhabna. So he's saying yadrusna. They. Yadrusna is for they, all females. They, all females, study in في مدرسة خالد بن وليد للبنات بمكة. Khalid bin Walid for girls in Makkah. We've studied one rule long time ago. I don't know if you remember or not. Khalid bin Walid. Actually, it is Ibn, because Khalid is son of Walid. How do we write son? What's the word for son? Ibn. Ibn Hamid, son of Hamid. So the word will be Ibnul Walid. But here Khalid is coming. Why alif is gone? Neither in writing nor in pronunciation. The reason is because the relationship between the two is father and son. When there will be a relationship between father and son, Hamzatul Wasl from Ibn will be gone. It will be gone in speech and will be gone in writing. This is common knowledge. We know Hamzatul Wasl is always gone if there's a word before that. So what is the new thing we are learning here? Though we have learned it before, but once again, the new thing, not so much often repeated, it didn't come so many times, is that, okay, Hamzatul Wasl is gone. We know Hamzatul Wasl word never got pronounced when some word was before coming Hamzatul Wasl in the word Ibn, but it was always written. But here, if it's not present in writing as well. What's the reason? The reason is this name, it's about the son and the father, Khalid ibn al-Walid. This is what actually it is, Khalid ibn and then al-Walid. It is gone because the relationship between the name before Ibn and after Ibn is son and father. If the relationship is not son and father, then this Hamza will be present in writing. So somebody say, how is it possible that the names are coming like this, and Ibn is written in the middle and there is no son and father relationship? It is possible. So sometimes, if you say to somebody, Hatim in Arabic literature and perhaps in history is famous as somebody very generous. So somebody is very generous, right? And you want to praise them and you say, Khalid ibn Hatim. So now we're saying Ibn Hatim. Why are you using Hamza here with Ibn? In the writing, of course, in the speech you will not say it, but in the writing it will be there. You say Khalid bin Hatim, because, or Hamid, whatever name you're using, because you are using that as a metaphor. You are using ad just to show his generosity. That person is not the actual son of Hatim, right? That's why you will say Khalid ibn Hatim, whereas Alif will be written there. But here it is actually about, the name is Khalid bin Walid, the big name in our history, right? The name of the companion of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this, the relationship between Walid and Khalid, Al-Walid al-Mughira and Khalid is the son and father. Hence, this alif is gone in the speech and in the writing. Another thing is, I hope it is clear, sisters. Is everybody clear with that? And how is the name of Isa alayhi salam is mentioned in the Quran? Isa and then Ibn Maryam. Why alif is there? Because the relationship is not father and son. That's son and mother, Isa, and then Ibn, and then Maryam. The name mentioned is the mother's name, not the father's name. I hope you got this, sisters. Barakallahu fi. Okay, but you will get the recordings. If you miss something, instead of me repeating, you can, just replay that, because, alhamdulillah, there are a lot of information is coming in book 2, and we go into all kind of informations, try to at least, and that takes time. And then if we keep repeating things, then it's going to really take unnecessary time. This recording will be available for 5 days. So inshallah, you will be able to replay it again, any particular part if you miss that, or if you want to take a note of that instead of me repeating. So please forgive me for that. So then Faisal is saying, Aina taskununa antum? Where do you all live? Taskununa antum. Sakana, yaskunu is the verb. Sakana means he lives or he stays, and yaskunu is the mudare of that. Sakana, yaskunu. If I ask you sakana, yaskunu, which bab is that? What will you say, sisters? Which bab is sakana, yaskunu? Look, you should be, and inshallah, you will become very soon very smart in all of these understandings. You will just see mudare, and you will be able to tell me the bab, because in the mudare, because, okay, if you look at this word fa, we know this fa is coming there. Fa is not the part of this word. Fa is coming here because of amma. When amma is there, then the khabar will have a fa. So take the fa out, right? And then askunu. So Abdullah is answering about himself. Askunu ma'a. Askunu means I live. So this hamza, is alamatul mudare. So the actual verb from the past tense is only these 3 letters: sin, kaf, and nun. Sakana. Even if you don't know what was the actual verb, by just looking at the mudare, you will be able to tell what is the past tense. Isn't it, sisters, beautiful now? I hope you're getting. Just by learning the dissection of everything, you just look at this verb, which is a mudare. There is no past tense given here in this line, and you still know what is the past tense. How? Because this fa is coming because of the amma. This askunu is coming because Abdullah is speaking about himself. I live. So this hamza is basically harful mudare, min, anit, the group of the letters of harful mudare. So it left with only 3 letters, and these 3 letters are for the verb. And verbs, past tense verbs are 3-letter verbs or 4 letters, and there are only 3 letters. So you now the sin, kaf, and noon are the past tense, and this one is the mudare in front of you. Now, if I ask you if it's a past tense, what are the haraka on the past tense on this sin, kaf, and noon? Can you tell me? Very simple. We've studied that the first letter, the fa kalima of madi, is always maftu. So you put sin, fatha. And the noon, sakana, is a 3rd person singular, and every 3rd person singular of fi'lul madi, the lam kalima, the 3rd radical, will always have fatha. Jalasa, qatala, dhahaba, kataba, shariba, kharaja. Isn't it? The last one has got a fatha. So you know that. The only thing which changes is the ain kalima of the madi can be fatha, dhamma, or kasra, and likewise could be for mudare, fatha, dhamma, or kasra. So now you know all of that, and now you arrive at the middle letter, which is ain kalima. As soon as you see the ain kalima of mudare, it has got a dhamma. It should tell you if ain kalima of the mudare has dhamma, then the past tense ayn kalima of this verb will have a fatha. Why? Because it's in the bab of nasara yansuru. Here we go. Nasara yansuru. Nasara yansuru. Saad has got a fatha in the Madi and has got Dhamma in the Mudare. This was not a side note, this was a more detailed note. I hope you are able to understand that and just try to think like that every time you look at the present tense of the present tense form of the verb, try to think of past tense. If you do this with your mind, back and forth, sisters, you will see you will become so very strong, inshallah. Barakallahu feek. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase you all in knowledge. So Abdullah is saying, Ikhwati yaskununa fi mahaji'il jami'ati. My brothers live in the hostel of the university. Amma ana fa askunu ma qaribin li. As for I, or as for myself, I live, ma'a means with, a relative of mine. Qaribin li. The word which comes after ma'a is always mudaf ilay. Is always mudaf ilay. Remember, the word which comes after ma'a will always be majroor, mudaf ilay majroor. So Faisal is asking, Abdullah, amutazawwijun anta ya Abdullahi? Are you married, O Abdullah? So Abdullah saying, La lastu bi mutazawwijan. No, I am not married. Lastu means I am not. We've studied that word before. Today we discussed as well briefly about it. This is a verb and it's a weak verb. Can anybody tell me what type of verb it is? If you have to pick a name, is it a sound verb or a weak verb? Can you tell me? With the knowledge, and if you're paying the attention, Bismillah ta'ala, you'll be able to tell me that lastu, I am not. We've studied laysa, and laysa, where's the sin gone? It's not lam ya sin to lastu. So ya is got deleted. So it was lam, ya, and sin. Fa kalima was lam, ain kalima was ya, and lam kalima was ta. Laysa on the pattern of fa'ala. And it means that the ain kalim and the middle letter was a weak letter. When the middle letter is a weak letter between from waw, alif, and ya, what is that word called, sisters? What is the word qala called? If you divide it, if you look into the category of these ones, which are given on the left hand side at the bottom of the screen. Very good, weak letter, that is ajwaf. What is ajwaf? Ajwaf is the word awsatuhu harfun illati. The middle letter is the weak letter. Laysa, ya is the weak letter. And now you see the benefit, because you know that when you look at the word lastu, you are not worried. You understand that lastu are two words. If you did not know all of this, sisters, you would think lastu is one word, because Arabic words are like mostly three letters. So you say lastu is three words, but you would not be able to understand that this two is the fa'il, the two is the damir, two is the doer. It is laysa and then two attached to that, but ya has been deleted. Why ya has been deleted? Because when you join mutaharrik pronoun with the verb, the last letter of the verb becomes sakin. Like if you look at these ones here, we have seen that dhahabta, dhahabtuma, dhahabtum, dhahabti. What's happening? The last letter of the fi'l al-madi becomes silent. So laysa is the past tense, right? So when you have laysa and then you add ta, ta has got a dhamma. Ta has got a dhamma and the last letter will get sukoon. So sin will get sukoon. Now we have a problem at hand. Lam has got a fatha, fair enough. Ya has sukoon because originally ya has sukoon. In ajwaf, ya has always sukoon. And then sin, you had a fatha. But then because of this ta coming and sitting next to the sin becomes bisukun. This is how the rule is. So now you have two sukoons. What is the term called when the two sukoons meets? It's called iltiqai sakinain. Meeting of two sukoons. Now when the two sukoons are there, you cannot pronounce a word. If I have to pronounce lam with the fatha, ya with the sukoon, sin with the sukoon, and ta with the dhamma, look at this. This is what will happen. I'll say lay. I'm stuck. I need a haraka, vowel sign to move the word. For example, when I say daraba, I say da, dal da, ra fatara, dara, and then I join with the ba, daraba. Here I'm saying lam fataya, sukun lay, and then I'm stopped because I don't have anything to say. I must need a vowel sign because fatha moves the sound up. Kasra moves the sound down. Dhamma moves the sound around. I don't have anything. So when iltaqai sakinan is happening, two vowel-less letters are coming together. In order for us to speak, we have to delete one of the letter so that we are able to speak. We cannot just put haraka. We cannot bring a vowel sign from somewhere else and put it there. We have to remove one letter so that we can continue. Because if we remove, for example, seen from here, we will say laytu, right? Lay, lam fatha ya sukun, lay ta dammatu, laytu. Or if I remove the ya and I say lam fatha seen sukun las ta dammatu lastu. So I have removed ya. Why did I remove ya and why didn't I remove seen? That's a question. Ya had a sukun, seen had a sukun. Why ya got sacrificed? The answer is because ya is a weak letter. And when there's a competition between the two letters, the first one which will be omitted is always going to be a weak letter. I hope you got that, but if you have not, no problem. We'll keep repeating that in future lessons. But I remember that when we were doing Laisa, we went through that. But at that time, I did not have a lot of tools to explain that because you did not know full well about the ajwaf and you did not know full well about the weak letters as much you know now. So I hope you understand the benefit of knowing these word types. I can only simply say to you, Laysa is from Ajwaf. I don't need to say anything. And you know, when it is Ajwaf, then the second letter will be automatically removed when you will attach a fa'il pronoun with that, because when fa'il pronoun is getting attached to the word, the last letter of the word gets sukoon. But here, if you give sukoon to the last letter, then the second last letter also has got a sukoon. So you have to delete one among them in order for you to continue speaking. And the word which will be deleted is, of course, going to be a letter which is a weak letter. In case of ajwaf, the middle letter, the ain kalima, is the one which is a weak letter. I hope so you got this. Sisters, I get tired by speaking so much. I hope you don't get tired by listening to all of that. Yeah. And I hope we all benefit from that. Barakallahu fi. There's no need for questions on this topic. We will be repeating it so many times. And I just want you to have open mind when you are going through these in your own time as well. Whenever you come across a word which has got the middle letter alif, waw, or ya, look at the conjugation, look at the tasrif, that how it changes and what gets omitted from that. This iltaqai sakinan is very common, and this iltaqai sakinan is not the part of nahaw. It's not the part of the grammar. Arabic grammar does not tell you to omit the letter. Which ilm tells you? Who can tell me? Which sciences teaches us how to solve the problem? Because if the word is like lam fatha ya sukun sin sukun ta with the haraka, I'm stuck. I don't know how to speak. Which science will tell you to remove the word, to change the placement, to change the haraka? Well done. Ilmu sarf, morphology will tell you. So ilmu nahaw, yani Arabic grammar, syntax, and morphology and ilmu sarf, they go hand in hand. It is very important. It is imperative for us to learn both, right? To learn both in order for us to actually understand the words, because what Arabic grammar deals with is the haraka on the last letter and the placement of the word in the sentence. So all of this dhamma, fatha, kasra, which is coming on the last letter, this is, we learn in Arabic grammar. How to place which word after which, this is we learn in grammar. So we learn these two things in grammar. So when we say mubtada and khabar, al-kitabu al-maktabi, so we know a ma'ruf, the most common practice is al-kitab, mubtada will come in the beginning. We will not say fi al-kitabu ala fi al-kitab. We will not say ala al-kitabu al-maktabi. Do we say that? Shall we do that? That we write harf jar in the beginning and we bring mubtada in the middle and bring ism majrur on the third number? No, we will not. Where we learn that? We learn that in ilm al-nahaw, in the grammar, right? In the syntax, that this is how words are placed in the sentence, and this is how the harakat will be. After ala, al-maktabi will get kasra. After inna, zaid will get a fatha. This is what we learn in nahaw. But in sarf, we learn how the changes are occurring in the letter, in the word itself. Within the word, whatever changes are happening, this is what we learn in sarf. And this is why we need to know these types of the verbs, sahih and mu'tal, because these will change. There could be some reasons for changes occurring. As I told you before, qama will become qum, qala will become qul. Why? Because some iltaqai sakinain is happening, some other rules are happening. Wasala is the verb, past tense, but in the present tense we say yasilu. Where is the waw gone? This is all we learn in sarf, and this is important for us to know and learn. So then Faisal is saying, Ma unwanuka. Ma unwanuka. What is your address? It should not be where is your address. It should be what is your address. It should be what is your. Ma is for what. Ma unwanuka. What is your address? Wallahu alam. It should not be where. Abdullah. So Abdullah says, هذه بطاقتي فيها عنواني. Here is my card, business card. In it is my address. It has my address. Can anybody tell me what kind of sentence is it? هذه بطاقتي. هذه is مبتدا, بطاقة is the khabar, بطاقة with the ta marbut actually, and then ya mutakallim is coming, which is mudaf ilayh. Why it became bitaqati? If there was no ya mutakallim, it was hadihi bitaqatun. This is a card. But my card, because of this ya, the haraka of the ta marbuta changed into kasra, right? So hadi bitaqati. So hadi is mubtada, bitaqa is the khabar, wa huwa mudaf, and ya mutakallim is mudaf ilayh. What is the i'rab of fiha unwani? Who can tell? فيها عنواني. فيها is حرف جر, ها is اسم مجرور, عنوان is مضاف, and يا متكلم is مضاف إليه. فيها عنواني. So Faisal is saying, أشكرك يا أخي. I thank you, O my brother. أنا مسرور بلقائك. I'm happy to meet you. مسرور بلقائك. I'm happy to meet you. And then Abdullah is saying, Fi amanillahi wa ila liqa'i. May you be in the protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until we meet again. Ila liqa'i. Meeting is al-liqa. Few minutes back we used the word something similar. What was it? Iltiqa'i sakinain, meeting of the sukoon. So similar word, similar meaning, right? Similar word, similar meaning. So then, and then he said, Ana sa'unzilu fil mahattati. I will get down, descend at the next station. So this scene, what kind of word is seen? The verb was nazala yanzilu. Nazala yanzilu. To descend, to get down. What kind of word is this scene? This is giving a meaning of will. So this is harful istiqbal. We discussed about the seen and sawfa. There are two huruful istiqbal. They both have the meaning of the future, and I've discussed already that there are multiple opinions about that. So let's not go into that discussion. It's already been done. So seen here means I will get down at the next station. The station is very close by. So we're saying ana sa'anzilu fil mahattatil qadimati. Asif is the driver. The driver said to Faisal, هذا الباب لدخول يا سيدي. This door is for entering, because maybe he was trying to get down from the different door which was for entrance. So he said, هذا الباب لدخول يا سيدي. This door is for entering, O my son, O my sir. النزول من hunaka. النزول من hunaka. The descending, the exit is from there. Different type of words, dukhul and nuzul. We haven't studied before. We've studied dakhala, yadukhulu. Dakhala means he entered. Yadukhulu, he is entering, right? Nazala, we've just seen nazala. Nazala means to descend. He got down, or he descended, or yanzilu, he is descending, right? What is this word? Dukhul and nuzul. What I can see is the verb, the three letters from the verb, dakhala, dal, kha, and lama, the waw has been coming in the middle. And here, nazala was the verb, noon, zai, and lam, and the waw is coming here, nuzul. So nazala means he descend, but nuzul means exit. Nuzul, let's not nuzul, sorry. Dukhul. Dukhul, dakhala means he entered, and dukhul is entrance. Entering or entrance. Entering or entrance. So some similarities, isn't it? But we'll see that inshallah very soon why this word has got dukhul, wow in it, and how the meaning has been changed in that. So this is the exercise. The chapter has been finished, and this is the exercise, which is a comprehension exercise. And as we all know, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on Shaykh Abdul Rahim. Now, in this book, we have first exercise always coming as comprehension, just to see if we were able to understand the lesson and how well we were able to understand the lesson. So sisters, feel free to answer. Yeah, in English or in your own notebook, and compare in Arabic would be the best thing. So answer the following questions. You have to answer these questions according to what was in the chapter. بأي جامعة يدرس عبد الله? In which university Abdullah studies? Any answer for that? Who can tell me? University of Madinah? He studies at University of Riyadh. And how would be the answer in Arabic then? You could simply say Jamiatul Riyadh, or you could use a complete sentence, يدرس بجامعة الرياض. He studies at the University of Riyadh. Second question is, في أي كلية يدرس هو? Why is huwa coming in the end? Only يدرس was enough. في أي كلية يدرس, same thing. يدرس means huwa يدرس. Huwa is coming for Tawqid, so it's about him, because there were so many discussions were done about different people in that discussion. So it is exclusively about him. In which faculty he studies? This is you could make a more word to word transition. In which faculty he studies? He, like you say to somebody looking for the pen, here's your pen, here. So when you're saying here is your pen, you already said here's the pen. But why did you put tawqid? Why do you emphasize? Why do you use the word here again to emphasize? Here is the pen. Here, oh sorry, here is your pen. Here. So here again, why are you saying? Just to add emphasis. So here this huwa is for emphasis. So the answer is yadrusu fi kulliyatil handasati. Third question is fi ayyi kulliyatin yadrusu Isa. You see now this mentioning the name is getting clarity, because otherwise if you say fi ayyi kulliyatin yadrusu, who you are talking about? Isa or Ibrahim or Ishaq or Ismail? The question would not be clear. Hence the question is clearly asking in which faculty Isa studies, right? Or you could say in which faculty he studies Isa, and you're talking about Isa. But in spoken English, you will speak the way it is translated here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on the brother who has done this work, beautiful work. Okay, so in which faculty Isa studies? Isa studies in the faculty of medicine. So how do we say faculty of medicine? Can anybody tell me? كلية ماذا؟ يدرس عيسى في كلية الطب. طبي. Faculty of medicine. The next question is about Ibrahim. في أي كلية يدرس إبراهيم? In which faculty Ibrahim studies? The answer is Ibrahim studies in the faculty of commerce. So answer is يدرس إبراهيم في كلية التجارة. Or you could also say, without mentioning his name, يدرس في كلية التجارة, because his name is mentioned in the question. So even if you do not mention the answer, say he studies in the faculty of commerce, the answer is complete. The only difference will be in the analysis. When you say يدرس في كلية التجارة, so you will mean يدرس is the verb and the fa'il, the doer is mustatir, huwa, he studies. But in this case, you will say yadrusu is the fi'l mudare, and Ibrahim is the fa'il, which is apparent, which is present here. So you don't need to say he. Yeah, there's no need for you to tire your mind for looking for things mustatir, hidden, whereas you have things written right in front of you. Yadrusu Ibrahim fi kulliyati tijarat. And then it is about Ishaq. Fi ayyi kulliyatin yadrusu Ishaq? In which faculty Ishaq studies? So answer Ishaq studies in the faculty of literature. يدرس إسحاق في كلية الأدب. The word is study is missing here. It should be there. Ishaq studies in the faculty of literature. يدرس إسحاق في كلية الأدب or آداب. And then أين about Ismail. في أي كلية يدرس إسماعيل. In which faculty Ismail studies? Ismail studies in the faculty of science. يدرس إسماعيل في كلية العلوم. في كلية العلوم. And then it's about the sisters. أين تدرس أخوات عبد الله? Why عبد الله? Who can tell me, sister? We know Abdullah and we know Abdullah. We've studied both variations, Abdullah and Abdullah. Why Abdillah? What is the reason? Why Dal has got a kasra? Any answers? Well done, mashallah, very good. Keep answers coming, sisters. Keep answers coming. Let me know why Abdullah. Well done, because it is a mudaf ilay. Akhawatu Abdillahi, akhawatu mudaf, abdi mudaf ilay, as well mudaf, and Allahi ismul jalala mudaf ilay. So it's a nested mudaf, mudaf ilay. Mudaf and mudaf ilay wa huwa mudaf. Akhawatu is mudaf, abdi is playing two roles, mudaf ilay and mudaf. Allahi ismul jalala is mudaf ilay. Aina yaskunu? Okay. Aina yaskunu Abdullahi? Where does Abdullah live? Abdullah lives with his relative. Abdullah lives with his relative. Yaskunu Abdullahi ma qaribin lahu. His relative. His relative. In the text it was li. Qaribun li. My relative or relative to me. Here qaribin lahu. Why? First of all, qaribun became qaribin because of the ma'a. The word which comes ma'a is qarib. And now over there was li because Abdullah was speaking for himself. Relatives to me. Here you are answering on behalf of him. So we're saying lahu, lam is for or to, and who is the damir, which means him or his. Like here in this sentence, process says his. Wa aina yaskunu ikhwatuhu. And where do his brothers live? His brothers live in the university's hostel. يسكن إخوته في محاجئ الجامعة. في محاجئ الجامعة. يسكن إخوته في محاجئ الجامعة. So إخوته is the fa'il. Where is the verb? يسكن. يسكن is the fa'il, the verb. And as I said to you, you don't have to look for the doer if you have the doer present in front of you. One more thing we learn here, that the doer, though the fa'il are many, ikhwatu brothers, but the doer, but the verb is singular. So we've learned this before, that the first verb in the verb sentence is always singular. It's always singular. So even if the doer is the plural, the verb will always be singular. If this verb will come after the doer, then it will become plural form of the verb. But we will deal with that in future. We've done that before, but this is not a time really to go into that. And then the next one. Here you have to correct what is given. If there's some mistake in that, so what you say, the correction is already given here. In the book you will find La yu'rifu Abdullah al-Muhandisa. Abdullah did not know the engineer Salman, but that's wrong, right? La ya'rifu is wrong. Abdullah did know. So the answer is not la. La will be omitted from that. Abdullahi mutazawwijun. Abdullah is married. Is that the correct answer? No. No. Laysa bi mutazawwijin. Abdullah is not married. And then yadrusu Abdullahi fi sanat al-thaniyati, not sanat al-ula. In the book it is sanat al-thaniya, but in the exercise, in your text, in the exercise section, it says he is studying in first year, but that's wrong, so you have to correct it. I hope you remember that. Nazala Abdullahi min al-hafilati. In the book, it says in the text, Ba'da Faisal, because Faisal was the one who said that I'm getting off now. It's not Abdullah. Abdullah obviously got off after that. It's not mentioned in the book, but this is what the meaning of comprehension is. If Faisal descended from the bus before Abdullah, and obviously Abdullah is descending afterwards. So this is what the comprehension is. I hope it is clear, sisters. And this one is not based on the lesson, so you have to give answers on your own. So أين تدرس أنت? Let's say you are speaking to a male member. You'll say أين تدرس أنت? Where do you study? So he could answer anything. He may say أدرس اللغة العربية بالمسجد الفلاحي or بالمدرسة. أين تسكن? That's the question. Where do you live? So one can answer أسكن في تورنتو, أسكن في الهند, or أسكن في لندن. Anywhere, whatever your actual situation is, you can give answer accordingly. أتعرف اللغة الفرنسية? Do you know the French language? If you know, you will say نعم أعرفها. But if you don't know, you will say لا أعرفها. Why is this لا coming here? Because negation is coming because of this hamzatul istifham. And then من أي إذاعة تسمع الأخبار? From which radio station do you listen to the news? So you may say أسمع الأخبار من إذاعة تورنتو, من إذاعة لندن, or any other radio station you want to mention, you can mention that. And then تعرف بيت المدرس? Do you know the house of the teacher? So you will say, if you want to say yes, you'll say نعم أعرفه. نعم, yes, I know it. And if you don't know it, you will say لا أعرفه. No, I don't know it. Right? I hope it is clear. And this is something we have already seen that. And I hope this was useful. And we have passed our class time. So we'll end the class here, sisters. Inshallah, we will continue from this point onward in the next class. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. You will have recording for 5 days. So I would urge you to please go through the recording at least once, because there were a lot of new things discussed. And even if you understood everything, if you go through it more than once, then inshallah, it will have a better impact on your memory retention. So with that, we will end the class, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.